Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest, and welcome to September 19, 2024. We have about 1 hour and 10 minutes left of trading. In fact, in 2 seconds, it's exactly, or going to be exactly 3 p.m. There we are, exactly 3 p.m. as I spoke, unless market index clock up here, or the closing clock is wrong. So 1 hour of normal trading left, and then we have the 10-minute closing auction. Now, I have been away from my computer for the last 5 hours or so. I did do a night shift overnight, went for a nap about 9:30 a.m. So I have not had a look to see how the markets have performed. And I'm a little bit surprised. I'm going to have to say that right now. I wouldn't say shocked, but I am a little bit surprised that I do see a lot of green here. I expected us to be down. And the whole reason I expected us to be down is because how the American markets reacted when the Fed decided to lower interest rates by 50 basis points. And the reaction from the Americans is quite interesting. Not only the Americans, but the commodities, was really interesting. Not only at 4 a.m. local time when they released the news that they're lowering interest rates, but also over the next 2 hours. So the last 2 hours of trading was really volatile, really interesting. I'll show you the NASDAQ chart in a second or so, and you'll be able to see that. And I have a feeling, just a feeling, I could be completely wrong here, that we have seen a rally in commodities since the American markets had closed, and more than likely, the American futures are up, and maybe they're up quite big, and that would explain why we have seen a little bit of rally on the Australian markets. In fact, the Australian markets was down at about 11 a.m. just looking at this. So this rally has been the last few hours. Okay, so what's the agenda for today's video? We'll have a look at a tweet, also have a look at the interesting reaction from the Americans overnight when the Fed released that news at 4 a.m. about the interest rates being cut. Really interesting. It was really intriguing. I knew 4 a.m. was the time, so I was paying close attention. First thing I looked at was the NASDAQ. And then when I saw the NASDAQ reaction, I thought the drop in interest rates was a surprise to the market, but it wasn't a surprise. So we'll have a look at the reaction from the Americans, commodities also, and then we'll have a look at the best and worst performing indices, sectors, and also companies. I do have a top 5 stocks of the day. Now, we did say 3 trading updates released. One really positive trading update, one negative trading update, and a slightly positive trading update. And those 3 companies have come in my top 5. Also have included 2 other companies that released, one company, a gold company, released a production guidance and outlook. The outlook was for the next 4 or 5 years. I love those sort of outlooks. However, I have a feeling the market might have negatively reacted to that. And the reason I know that is because I had a peak. And the other company that I've included in the top 5 stocks is a company that released a sort of like a contract award or something like that. And I thought it's about time to have a look at this particular company because I haven't looked at it for a while. Okay, so let's get into it. The first thing I want to show you, and I might have a look at some charts. I have about 6 charts lined up. And before we have a look at the ASX today, let's have a look at what happened on the American markets overnight. So let's have a look at NASDAQ. And you don't really see it at the daily chart, but if we look at the 1-minute chart, you can definitely see what time they raised interest rates. It was at right on 4 a.m. And in fact, at 4 a.m., the NASDAQ rallied 0.77%. And then within 10 minutes, it dropped all the way back down. And then 10 minutes or 20 minutes after that, that little drop, it rallied again. In fact, the peak in the NASDAQ was the second minute, 4:01. The second peak was around 4:35. And then for some reason, at about 5 o'clock, the NASDAQ just collapsed. And the NASDAQ, by the end of trading, was down 0.5%. At 4 a.m., it was up about 0.7%. So a lot of volatility in the American markets overnight after the Fed made the decision. And I would assume that a lot of day traders were enjoying this. In fact, I did watch a video quite a few months ago, and this is exactly what a few day traders do. They never trade before the release of economic data. And then when this economic data is released, that's when they start trading. And one of the reasons is because volatility. Day traders love volatility. That's how they make money. Anyway, so the NASDAQ was down 0.45%, Dow Jones 0.25%, S&P 500 down 0.29%. And commodities also had this sort of reaction. There was a lot of positive reaction, and then commodity prices just dropped. In fact, if we have a look at copper, Copper has been on a run. So this is exactly what I thought. In fact, copper has been on a run since about midday, the bottom of the Australian market. So I would say that the commodities have led their recovery in the Australian markets. Now, at 4 a.m., copper increased by about 1%. And then for the next 8 hours, it just dropped. And then the rally since midday. Interesting chart for copper. Gold was the same, not quite as extreme as copper. Oh, yeah. The bottom in gold, though, was about 6 a.m., which was the closing of the American markets. The rally has not been quite as extreme as copper, and probably any other commodity. We have seen a similar signal. Bitcoin, similar signal, although I think the rally here has been a little bit more extreme. Yeah, Bitcoin has been on a really big rally. In fact, you can't even see 4 a.m. Bitcoin did rise 1% at 4 a.m., then dropped, hit a bottom at about 6 a.m., again, near the closing of the American markets, and has been a rally since then. Even bonds have done interesting things. So bond yields have actually gone up, not down. So interesting reactions from the American markets, commodities, and I am pretty confident now. The reason why we have seen a rally in the Australian markets today is because of commodities. Copper is probably the illuminating thing here. And the reason I say that again is if you have a look at this particular chart in market index, XAO, XJO, and Alltech were all down in the negative or in the red at about 11:30 to about 12, and then the Australian markets or the Australian indices have gone on a rally. Even the XTech or the Alltech has gone a little bit of a rally since about 2 p.m. And I think that has been commodity driven. I could be mistaken, but this is what it seems like based off the evidence so far. Okay, so let's have a look at this tweet. An interesting tweet from Chesterchi. This was in reply to another tweet, and it's just looking back in time. The last 6 times the Fed has cut interest rates by 50 basis points. What has happened? So what he's done here, he's circled those times in the red circle, and also included the unemployment rate here. And there is a clear signal. Typically, the Fed decreases interest rates by 50 basis points just before unemployment starts to increase significantly, just before the American economy goes into recession. And of course, the American economy doesn't go into recession because they have 2 negative quarters of GDP growth. No, there's a committee who decides this. And one of the things they will look at is unemployment. If unemployment starts rising, America will be confirmed to be in a recession. That is the thing. One of the main things they will look at. So the main thing I see when I look at this is when the Fed cuts interest rates by 50 basis points, there is problems in the economy, and there is a possibility the economy might be going into recession. In fact, the last 6 times it's happened, they've cut interest rates by, in fact, it might be 7 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Last 6 times it happened, this is in the last 50 years, it's just before the American economy went into recession. And then we saw unemployment just booming. So this could be forward-looking, not backward-looking. This could be forward-looking about the state of the economy in the next year or so. So interesting tweet and interesting little graph or table, whatever you want. Not a table, definitely not a table because there's no tables. Definitely a nice-looking graph from Fred. Looking at the complex nature of interest rates. And also, this could explain why we saw a lot of volatility in the market today. Sort of like a fight between the bears and the bulls. So initially, 50 basis points, this is going to be really good for the equity markets. So that's why initially the market rallied. And then the bears came and said, no, look at the history. This is pointing towards a really weak economy, possibly an economy that is or will be moving into recession. We have to sell. And then the bulls come back in. No, it's 50 basis points. It's going to be really good for many of these small cap companies, which I'm pretty sure had a pretty good day today. Yeah, small caps are up 1.3%. Yeah, so I think this was a bit of a fight between the bears and bulls. Is this a good thing? Drop in interest rates by 50 basis points. Is it a good thing? The other thing I was interested in was currency. I expected a really good rally in Australian dollar. We saw it initially, and it's been rallying since midday. Again, following commodities, following copper. I expected a bit of a better rally in the Australian dollar because if they did lower interest rates. If we don't lower interest rates, Australian dollar becomes more attractive. It simply becomes way more attractive because think about this: if we don't lower interest rates in Australia, or the Americans lower interest rates, if you're an investor, who just wants low risk returns, and you've had like $10 million, where would you put your money? In Australia with interest rates 5%, or in America with interest rates 0%? Well, I'm being a little bit extreme there, but the choice is fairly easy. So there should be a bit of strength in the Australian dollar. I didn't quite see that today, which I'm a little bit disappointed because I want to convert some Australian dollars into American, maybe soonish. I'm just waiting for it there to be a rally, hopefully. Anyway, let's get into the ASX today. And we already know it's up. Pretty good day. A little bit of surprise, I'm going to have to say right now. I thought when I started recording this would be in a red. Interesting sectors. I did have a peek of this. A bifurcated market today. Materials up 2.39%. Real estate, energy, utilities all up by more than 1%. Financials not that far behind, but the in the red space, in the not performing space, industrials down 1.43%. I'm going to have a look at this. I do know there's a few infrastructure companies in industrials. They should be up. Oh no, wait there. They should be down. I forget. Oh, I'm just too tired. Anyway, what's happened here? I don't know. So let's have a look at why. So this is industrial companies ranked by market cap. And Computershare, that makes sense. That makes sense because they do benefit from high interest rates because they have a lot of client money, that sort of thing, that is accruing interest. And so if interest rates are dropping, they won't benefit. So not surprising to see Computershare down. Other companies in this list, so quite a few infrastructure companies. Auckland International Airport is up. Transurban's down. I was trying to remember on the fly there, interest rates falling is probably bad for infrastructure. No, it's good for infrastructure companies. It's good. It's good. It's good because, yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. ALS down 8.56%. So that does explain a little bit. So ALS and Computershare. Now, ALS is the company that released a negative trading update today. So I'm not surprised to see it in this particular group of companies. Okay, so let's have a look at the XJO. Where is it? XJO or XTL, not the XJO, XTL, ASX 20. It's had a good day, up 0.88%. I'm assuming banks, iron ore's had a good day. Transurban's had a bad day. Is Transurban in the ASX 20? 6 up, no, 13 up, 1 flat, 6 down. Which companies are down? Yeah, Transurban is. Brambles. So Transurban, Brambles, both industrials, Wesfarmers, CSL and REA Group. CSL, healthcare was down, so that explains that. Best performing companies in the ASX 20, Rio Tinto, BHP, Fortescue. So iron ore obviously has rallied. I would not be surprised to see iron ore rally since about midday. No, that's the wrong one. Iron ore is up 0.76%. Let's have a look at the 1 minute. Oh, it's all over the place. Can't really see that. Let's have a look at the 5 minute. Oh, even that's all over the place. And let's have a look at the hour. Yeah, it did rally on 4 a.m. But yeah, 4 a.m. there was a rally. It went to $93. And then it dropped by 11 a.m. So we're seeing every few hours, we do see it here. So uranium, actually, iron ore fell back to $90.50 at about midday, 11 a.m. I'm going to have a look at BHP's chart. Or maybe Fortescue's chart. Yeah, okay. Actually, we'll have a look at Fortescue's chart. This is actually interesting. I wouldn't be surprised to see the low in these companies' share price at about 11 a.m. and then we've seen a really good rally. Yeah, there was definitely Fortescue did reach a low at about 11 a.m. $16 or just below $16 and a really good rally. So iron ore has rallied since about 11 a.m. So again, one of the reasons we're up or we've seen a rally in the Australian markets is because commodities, copper and now iron ore. So interesting day on the markets. What's causing that? I have no idea. Okay, so let's get to the best and worst performing companies on the ASX today. We'll start off with the top gainers. See if there's any surprises here. We have a few small companies here, up a fair bit. Copper Search on fairly low turnover. What I'm going to do is just have a quick look to see if any of these companies release an interesting result or announcement. And Copper Search have released the annual report today. That should not lead to a rally in the share price. So let's have a look at the quick chart. Now, the turnover is fairly small, so this could be just a bit of noise. And I just want to see what the chart looks like. That's a 1 hour chart, the daily chart. Okay, the share price dropped a lot the other day. So on 30th September, share price dropped 48%. This is just a bounce. So let's move on to the next company, which is Green Tech Metals. I have a feeling this company did release something today. And this is back of my mind. Yeah, there we are. Wundu, copper results indicate significant growth. Did not open up the announcement. Let's have a quick look at the chart. Is this a breakout? Green Tech Metals. And the answer to that is no. Share price in a downtrend. Share price has rallied today, but there has been a little bit of selling. Share price went to a high of about 14.5 cents. High volume, but it's quite understandable why there's been selling today. So the enthusiasm of the sellers has overwhelmed the buyers because the share price has been a downtrend, and there's quite a few shareholders who just have to get out of this company because the share price is in a downtrend, and this is a dog stock because the share price has fallen since they bought in. That is the mentality among most investors. If the share price doesn't increase after they buy, if it falls, it's a dog stock. They have to get out. And so this is not interesting to me. Otherwise, we have companies like Nutritional Growth, Low Turnover, Firetail, and Kili Resources. I'm going to have a look at Firetail and Kili just to see if they release something. We'll start off with Kili. Now, this company has been volatile and not releasing anything. This chart does look good. I will say that. Kili Resources. Share price did dip. Yeah, share price did dip. This is sort of a buy the dip situation, and now it's taking off again. This is a really nice developing chart for Kili Resources. So the share price rallying today is just because the share price is in an uptrend, and we've just seen the share price dip back. The other one was, what was it? Firetail? FTL? Up 11% now. So share price has dropped since in the last 20 minutes. And board changes. I would never react to board changes. I have no idea about the management of this company. No idea about the new board members. They could be good, they could be bad. Obviously, the market says it's good. We like it. This changes. Let's have a look at the chart for Firetail. If I remember correctly, this company had a really good day a few months ago. 6th of June, share price rallied 150%. We haven't seen massive sell-off since then. That's a good thing. Share price going sideways, and today, board changes, share price trying to get to a new high. It has a little bit more to go, has to get above 10 cents. So again, 10 cents is a fairly powerful resistance level, but chart does look much better than it has, or it did for a long time. In fact, the share price of this company was in a downtrend since they listed, and I think that downtrend has come to an end. That's Firetail. Other than that, City Chic, Proteomics, nothing of note there. And Sims, down the bottom, we have Sims up 11%. And this is the company that released the positive trading update today. So not surprised to see it there. Now let's have a look at the best performing companies by market cap. And we have Zip, pretty good day. Some uranium companies here, Paladin, Deep Yellow, Lotus, Bannerman. So obviously uranium had a pretty good day as well. Peninsula, all in this list. Findy's there as well. Appendix had another good day, up 6.8%. Qoria, up 7%. This is a company in my top 5 stocks, so I'll talk about that in a second. Opthia, they did release something today. Opthia. So maybe I should have a closer look at this one. Although the announcement, the title didn't really fill me with any good feelings. Opthia announces completion of drug substance campaign. Doesn't sound interesting. Just they completed something. Well done, you completed something. Share price up 7.6%. I have a quick look at the chart for this one, I suppose. Why not? Is this a chart to be excited about? And no. A lot of volatility here. Look at the volume though. Look at the volume. Really increased since June. Something on the 14th of June, my birthday, down 25%. That was near the bottom. Share price has almost doubled since then. I'm not interested in this at all at this point in time. And anything else? No, that's it. So let's get to the worst performing companies today, the top losers. See if there's any surprises here. Midway down 17%, ex-dividend. I'm pretty certain they've gone ex-dividend because I had a look at this company the other day because the share price had been on a run. I was like, what's happening here? And then I noticed their upcoming dividend was pretty high, 16 cents. So that's a dividend yield. So this must be a special dividend. It's like a one-off dividend because based off the share price or where it was, that's a dividend yield of maybe 14%, something like that, which is extreme. And just looking at the dividend payout, that looks a little bit higher than expected. Not expected, a little bit higher than usual. It says dividend yield is 1.4%. That's not right. Anyway, have a look at the chart, and you'll be able to see why I did a little bit of research on this company and why the share price was rallying. And then I saw the dividend. And I went, oh, that's why. And now the share price has dropped. So massive run in the share price dropped. Yeah, I think this run in the share price was just because of the dividend. And income investors go, oh, it's a dividend. And one thing I'd say is dividend was 16 cents. Share price has dropped 20 cents. So maybe there's franking credits in there. And don't forget, dividends aren't for free. There is a cost, and that cost is your capital. You'll see your capital decrease by almost the same amount as the dividend. So again, dividends aren't for free. So that's Midway. Anything else of interest here? Space Talk. They've done a recent capital raising chart. Actually, I'll look at the chart for SPA or Space Talk towards the end of the video. I'll put that down as one. And what else do we have here? Nothing of note. Oh, Doug Technology down 9%. I'm wondering, I'll have a chart for that one as well. I'm wondering if that has to do with ALS. Are they in the same sort of area? So Doug, which might mean XRF is down as well, which I do own. Oh, it's only down slightly. That's good. Okay, so let's go back to the top losers by market cap. See if there's any surprises in this list. Anything I missed? ALS, Index. Is that down because of ALS? I forget what Index does. ALS does they do analysis of stuff. Whatever you call that. I'm doing a horrible job explaining what they do. They do LAs or whatever you call it. ComSec is going to do much better. Where's the about section here? Here it is. Providing professional technical services, testing, measurement, inspection, supporting multiple industries. Yeah, testing, alloys, LAs, or whatever you call it, gold alloy. I forget what they call it. Anyway, I'm wondering if Index does the same sort of thing as that. Kingsgate Consolidated. Okay, this is the company that did release, and it's in my top 5 stocks today, did release a production outlook and guidance, and I did like the announcement. Market doesn't like it. There you go. And there's Doug Technology. Anything else of note here? No, just a bit of noise. I would assume some of these companies are down. A bit of noise. Okay, so let's get to the top 5 stocks of the day. Very excited here. The first one is a company that did release a trading update. And up 1.6%. This could be considered an upgrade. I wasn't the biggest fan of the wording they used. I actually did think maybe the share price would rally a little bit more than this. Okay, so change of segment reporting and second half update. Not the sort of announcement title that would fill me with, excitement. But when I saw the wording, the last part of this announcement title, second half update, I just had to open and read it. And they put a little more effort into the title of the page, change of segment reporting and second half performance update. Just inclusion of that word performance is really important. Now, they could have done just a second half performance update and just titled that, and I would have been interested. So as soon as I saw the title, second half performance update, I wanted to read this. Don't care about change of segment reporting. Don't care one iota about that. They should have led off, in my opinion, with a second half performance update. This is the most important thing of this announcement. This is what would drive the share price either up or down. Obviously, share price is up, so there was some positiveness, unless there's a bit of noise, in this particular second half performance update. And there is. Consistent with the outlook, provided the first half results, second half 2024 underlying EBIT. So they do release the results in November, I believe. They will release the results in November. So we can just check that out. Go to May. Did they release results in May? Yeah. Half year results in May, full year results in November. So in about 2 months from now. Anyway, So they just say the outlook provided the second half results, second half underlying EBIT for contributions from Terra Insights and Cineco, which I'm assuming those are two acquisitions, remains on track to be higher than the prior year. But the most important thing here is, and slightly better than forecast. So I did actually read that and I went, ooh, what does that mean actually? Slightly better than forecast. They provided no numbers. So slightly better forecast could be $1 higher than forecast, which is almost irrelevant. Or it could be $10 million better than forecast, at 10% better than forecast. I'm assuming by the use of the word slightly, it's not that much better. I would have preferred some numbers here, to be honest with you. They also provided some guidance for capital expenditure. I am not usually interested in that. They do actually mention here, another one here, they actually look in different divisions. So they're talking about the performance of different divisions, so I won't go into that. But they will benefit from significant items. So total significant items here in financial year 24 expected to contribute $120 million net profit. So when you do look at the results of this company, keep that in mind. So overall, slightly positive announcement, a slight upgrade. And I suppose the market has reacted. So let's have a look at the chart for Orica. Let's see if the market. Yeah, interesting from Orica. So there was a much better reaction from the market during the day. Share price actually went to a high of $18.60. So we have seen a bit of a sell-off. Not surprising. The other interesting thing is the share price at the high was in a resistance zone, which is that purple box. Share price of Orica in the uptrend period back in May reached that zone and then pulled back and stayed in that zone for a while, for about 2 weeks. So there are a lot of buyers who bought between about $18.50 and $19 who do consider this company a dog stock because the share price fell after they bought and are wanting to get out. Share price today got into that zone and we saw some selling pressure. So that's resistance. So the one-day candlestick for Orica is actually quite negative, a little bit negative. It's a red candlestick. Share price is near the low of the day. That's not positive at all. So overall, trend was looking really good up until May, June. Share price now not doing anything, maybe going sideways, if that. So it's Orica coming in at number 5. Coming in number 4, we have KC and Kingsgate. Share price down 7%. Share price has rallied a little bit. The low of the day was $1.16. Now it's $1.26. I liked this announcement. Obviously, the market didn't. I like this announcement. It's not the numbers per se. It's they're giving guidance and outlooks. I love companies who have goals for the future. And this is a 4-year goal. So they have financial year 25 guidance and their financial year 26 to 28 outlook. So we're talking about 4 years in advance. They're expected to increase their gold and silver production. And they're also expected to decrease the all-in sustaining costs. So it looks pretty good. So I was sort of intrigued to see how the market was going to react to this one. And the reason I was intrigued is because the share price of this company has been under strain recently. And I have nothing to compare the financial year 25 guidance to. So this could have disappointed the market. So that's definitely true. This could have disappointed the market. The market might have expected better production from this company in financial year 25, or maybe lower all-in sustaining costs. Anyway, so I was sort of intrigued to see how the market was going to react because the share price has been under pressure, which is interesting because this is a gold company. Share price has been under pressure. So if we look at the chart here, share price reached a high of $1.88 back in May, and since then the share price has been in a downtrend, which is interesting because gold has been in an uptrend. This company share price has been in a downtrend, so the complete opposite to what you want to see. So shareholders in this company are probably sick of it. They think this is a dog gold stock. They might want to get out, and today was not positive. Now, we have seen a little bit of buying coming in. Share price went to $1.16, and now the share price is $1.26. So that is one slight positive here. Doesn't mean that's the bottom. And the reason I say that is if you actually go through time, that's around $1.16 is an important level. So you can see the share price really struggling to get below $1.16 back in February or from February through to April of this year. So definitely $1.16 is a support level, support zone for Kingsgate. So I know I like this announcement. I like what they're doing. I like that they are forward looking by 4 years. I like that they have provided some goalposts for not only their own performance. This is how we're performing. These are our goals, and have we achieved our goals? No, that's not good. Yes, we have. That's good. So I like to have put in some goalposts for their own achievement, but also gives investors and the markets some goalposts as well. How is this company performing? Is management doing a good job? Have they performed how they expected over a 4-year period? So you don't usually see that a lot from mining companies, but occasionally you do. On occasion you do. So Kingsgate coming in number 4. Coming in 3, we have Qoria. One of the only companies that did not release a trading update. In fact, the only company that did not release a trading update or an outlook, which are my two favorite type of announcements. This sort of announcement doesn't usually interest me. Qoria secures major distribution deal in the UK. I had a quick look at it. There was nothing of substance, in my opinion, in this announcement. When I mean substance, I mean numbers, financial numbers. They're just talking about amount of schools, that sort of thing. So I have no idea how much Qoria is going to benefit from this particular partnership. The benefits might be very small, might be slim to absolutely nothing. Anyway, I haven't looked at this company for a while, and I thought share price is up 10%. So why not include this in my top 5 stocks of the day? I am skeptical. Share price has been, just like Kingsgate, has been under pressure. But yeah, it looks like share price has been rebounding. Generally, nice looking chart. No, I wouldn't say that. There was a nice little breakout. There was a takeover bid for this company, if I remember correctly, in April, and the board knocked it back. That's why the share price rallied in that month. And then we have the pullback. Actually not that interested. This is not a breakout. Share price has reached like a 2-month high, but it's a very short-term high. And again, there's going to be a lot of shareholders who bought at higher prices, and there's going to be resistance moving forward for Qoria. And I don't think this company is profitable quite yet. I don't think it is yet. Anyway, that's Qoria coming in number 3. But yeah, it's not my favorite sort of announcement, but the market liked it. Coming to, we have. Maybe I should put Sims at number 1. I put Sims at number 2 and ALS at number 1. Maybe I should turn it around. Okay, whoever share price is either up or down the most, I will put that company number 1. So this is the most important thing here. So Sims, up 11.56. So if ALS is knocked down by more than 11.56, I will do that company next. ALS. Down 9.23%. Okay, so ALS Limited comes in at number 2, down 9.23% on a trading update. I was going to say this might surprise the market, but I remember the chart had been moving down over the last 2 or 3 weeks after the share price was in an uptrend. So the share price is in an uptrend, or was in an uptrend. So I think there is a bit of surprise here. But based off commentary, maybe the market was fooled, because they explain in this that they sort of hinted at this weakness in some of the divisions at the AGM. So this is a trading update, my favorite type of announcement. So straight away in the commodities sector, the business has recently encountered volume headwinds within the minerals division. So straight away, this is going to be a negative announcement. As communicated at the AGM, so they're trying to hint that we already knew about this. So it's not our fault. It's not our fault that you took a position in this company when this news was out there from our AGM. So volumes in geochemistry and metallurgy remain patchy, and fluctuations have become more pronounced in July and August. They use the word even more pronounced. So looks like these headwinds are becoming a little bit stronger, especially true in Australian and Latin American markets. North American volumes have been more stable, holding in line with previous corresponding period, while margins or mineral margins are down on previous corresponding period. Margins remain resilient at 30%. I did not have a look at the life sciences, so maybe they're doing better. On a positive note, organic growth in life sciences has been in line with expectations. There you go. Outlook. The combined impact of the above for the September half is, while underlying EBIT is expected to be slightly ahead of a previous corresponding period, underlying profit is expected to be down by 5%. And they'll release further information with the first half results on the 19th of November, 2024. So obviously, they're just like what was the other company? Orica. So they release in May and November. So this is exactly what you expect for a company who should be releasing results in the next few months. They are more likely to release a trading update. So this makes sense. Let's have a look at the chart. And this is an interesting chart, in my opinion. The chart actually did look pretty good. In an uptrend. And then we did see a little bit of weakness in the past few weeks. But this could have been just a little bit of a pullback. And then we saw today, the company released this negative trading update, high volume coming in, so a lot of selling. Now, the interesting thing is the share price has moved into a resist or support zone. Was a resistance zone, now it's a support zone. Share price fell below this zone for a brief period today, and share price has rallied back into the zone. So it's going to be interesting to see how the share price moves from here over the next few weeks. If it falls below $13.40, that would be negative. Otherwise, I don't think this company would be considered cheap. Has a PE ratio of 596. Okay, no, we ignore that. Anyway, and actually, have a look at the weekly chart first. So that you can just see why I put this box in. And this goes back to late 2021. Share price really struggled to get above this box for about 3 years, and then finally got above it in May of this year. And you just see share price going sideways just above the box, and then rallied, and now it's back into the box. So it's in a it's in a support zone. So resistance, when it's broken, becomes support. So it's in a support zone right now. And again, if it falls below 1340, that would be quite negative. Overall, though, if you do look at the weekly chart, share price has been in an uptrend, a weekly uptrend since 2016. Or no, we'll say 2017. Now onto Sims. Not my favorite company, sort of like a recycling company. They get recycled copper, stuff like that. I don't know. Something to do with recycling anyway. Let's see what Comsec calls themselves, or calls this company. Engage in the buying, processing, and selling of ferrous and non-ferrous recycled metals. Provision of environmentally responsible solutions for the disposal of post-consumer electric products. That's right, including IT assets, yeah. So I just call this company a recycling company. It seems like I'm on the right track. They did release a trading update, and it was positive. So positive trading update, negative trading update, not my favorite sort of company. And whenever I see a positive trading update, the next thing is breakout. Is there a breakout for this company? Is this a buying opportunity for the short to medium term? So I'm talking about for the next 3 to 6 months. And this was positive. And they do mention in the second paragraph, despite ongoing market challenges across all regions, and I like the wording there, particularly the use of despite, and that tells me straight away this is going to be positive. The metal businesses are projected to deliver an estimated EBIT of circa 55 million. All the metal businesses are on track to contribute to this good start. So I like the use of the words good start. That's telling us, hey, things are going pretty well for Sims. Particularly North American Metal, estimated to deliver 29 million EBIT, trading a margin of 22%. NAM's performance builds on the improvements in the latter part of financial year 24. Now, I should actually mention in the first paragraph, they also sort of hinted here, where is it? So, in fact, if you didn't read anything, you just read the first paragraph, you would have known this was positive. Further to the commentary, I can't believe I completely skipped it at the start. Further to the commentary shared recently in the financial year 24 financial results presentation related to the trading improvement experienced in the second half of the year, Sims Limited today provides guidance on the expected Q1 financial year 25 trading performance. So the very fact they mentioned here related to the trading improvement experienced in the second half doesn't actually necessarily mean it's going to be positive. There is a little bit of doubt there, a little bit of ambiguity, because maybe it's complete opposite. Maybe they made a mistake saying it's improving. Anyway, so this was definitely an upgrade. This was a positive trading update. That's why the share price is rallying. Yeah. And let's have a look at the chart for Sims. Is this an opportunity to buy this company? I have traded this company in the past. In my opinion, this is only a trading stock. You don't own this company for the long term. And if you have a look at the weekly chart, this is why. There's no trend. This is the chart of a non-high quality company. This is a chart of a trading stock. This is not the chart of a company you own for the long term. Sorry, Sims Metal, but that's what a chart like that shows me. And even over the last 10 years, if we go 10 years, yeah, there is 10 years, share price has really done nothing. Good up and down, up and down. Anyway, so let's have a look at the daily chart. Is this an opportunity? Is has the low been reached? And that low was not that long ago. In fact, the 12th of August, so 1 month ago. Share price $9.74. So even since then, share price has rallied. So the market saw something here. Possibly the market was like, things are looking good for Sims Limited, and that's probably because of their financial results and that hinting that things are moving in the right direction. So those savvy investors, I wonder if they release their results on the 30th of August, because the share price on that particular day went up 10%. 13th of August. Let's have a look. Oh no, Sims signs a binding agreement to sell UK metal. So it wasn't results, they released results on the 20th of August. So 20th of August, share price, it didn't do much. And is this a breakout? So one of the things I look at, or three things I look at: positive financial news, trading update, positive. Share price at least a 3-month high. I do prefer 6-month high, but I will break my 6-month high rule on occasion, and I will on occasion trade companies who are at 3-month high, but they have to fit into the other two parts of the criteria, or not absolutely, but usually do. And so that's financial results, good financial announcement, and volume. I need to see really high volume. It is above average volume, but it's not extreme volume. The chart does look good. The last time share price was this high was back in April. So we are talking about a 5-month high. So for that, I would be saying, yeah, the chart does look good. What I would do, I'm not necessarily going to trade this, but what I would do moving forward is I would just put this into my watch list just to see how the market reacts over the next few days, because I'm not convinced either way. Has been a little bit of selling today. I'm going to put it in my breakout. A little bit of selling, but not extreme selling. I'd just like to see higher volume for Sims Metal. Okay, so let's have a look at some charts. DXN. This is a great case of 10 cents being a resistance level. So share price has been above 10 cents the last few days, at 10 cents or just above 10 cents, and is just struggling to get above that level. So have a look right now, share price at 9.3 cents. So been seen a little bit of selling today. Share price opened at 10 cents, went to a high of 10.5 cents. Now it's at the low. And this just shows you that 10 cents is a powerful resistance level. I'm not sure why you'd be selling at 9.3 cents when the share price has been trying to get above 10 cents. So this just shows you that investors could be considered irrational. You could have sold at 10.5 cents today. Why are you selling at 9.3 cents? Anyway, and you can just see a lot of sell bids have been put in below 10 cents. So it looks like 10 cents has hold for this carry. So it's going to take a little bit more effort from the buyers to get the share price above 10 cents. But share price has been on a bit of a run in the past week or so. And the volume, I love the volume. So I am trading this right now. Love the volume, really big volume coming in the past week. This is exactly what you want to see. Increasing volume from May, and now even more increase in volume. So DXN is looking good, but I'd like to see the share price get above 10 cents. Lease. So there was a comment. Is Lease breaking out from a nice, we'll call him nice bond. And Lease has been popping up on my breakout radar. This looks good. In fact, there was a crossover. This popped up on a couple of my scanners. Crossover, moving average crossover. Also, share price at least a 3-month high, if not 6-month high. In fact, it could be a 6-month high right now. Yes, definitely a 6-month high. So this chart looks pretty good right now. Not the best company, low quality company. But I would say this is the best Lease chart has looked like since probably back in May 2022. Now, if you go back to May 2022, it looked pretty good here as well. This looked pretty good. So on occasion, Lease does give false breakouts, but this does look pretty good. I like it. I like it. And in this occasion, you probably, back in May 2022, you might have bought because it's starting to look good and then sold pretty quickly after it. So don't be nervous to sell if a trade goes against you. Have a plan. The most important thing is have a plan. Another comment, so that's Lease. Another comment was, the boring trader, check out BCI. This was another one that popped up on my radar, on my scanner for some reason. I can't remember what reason it was. It could have been volume, or it could have been share price at a 6-month high. or 3-month high. So the other day, share price of this company rallied 14.8%. Nice volume. In fact, the volume has really increased since February. Not sure why. It's just a stark increase in volume since February. It's trying to get a very important level. So I'm going to put another box here. I'm going to put a box right there. No, why does it do that? I'm easily frustrated. So there is a resistance zone right there, and share price has pulled below that resistance low. So BCI, yeah, starting to look more interesting. Share price has been going sideways for about 2 years. Yep, 2 years consolidating. What else do we have here? CPU, Computershare. Share price dropped today. This company benefits from rising interest rates, so the complete opposite is true. They don't benefit from falling interest rates. And the reason behind that is because they have a lot of client money that earns interest for the company. Something like that anyway. And today's share price has dropped, which is understandable. Share price is still an uptrend, by the way. In fact, you can put an uptrend line. Oh, it's almost perfect. It is almost perfect. Yeah, that's an almost perfect uptrend line for Computershare. You can see it. All I did was join this low here and the low back in December, but there was also a low just after the first low. And then we saw the share price hit the low or the uptrend line in August and then bounce. And share price of Computershare is right on that uptrend line. I don't think I'll trade this because it's right on the uptrend line. I think there's a chance it might be broken, but this just shows you sometimes it does work. Uptrends and downtrends, all that sort of thing. It almost works perfectly for Computershare over the past year and a half. Knosys did release an announcement. Have a really quick look at Knosys. It wasn't an exciting announcement, not the sort of announcement that would lead me to run in and buy some shares. Up 9%. The announcement was Singtel contract extension. And I thought, okay, might be good. And then I looked at the number, the financial number, a 2-year extension of the contract. Contract over the 2-year period is expected to be 750,000. I was like, ugh. Okay, but I suppose it all counts. But when a company is announcing this sort of contract extension and the award of it, the amount of the contract, I'm like, ooh, this company must be really small and existing on maybe not fumes, probably being a little bit unfair. Does this company release Appendix 4C? Yes, I do. So let's have a look at their cash receipts on a month or quarterly and yearly basis. So receipts on a quarterly basis, 3.3 million, 11.7 million. So this particular contract, in the grand scheme, in fact, if you look at the operating cash flow for the quarter and the year, it's interesting. This company is way more interesting than I'm letting on. So even though I'm sort of making fun of this particular announcement, it's fairly small in the grand scheme of things. This particular Appendix 4C is interesting. And the other thing that's interesting was the chart. I actually had a look at this company's chart before I started recording the video. And it's not really breaking out. Share price was in a long-term downtrend. But the thing that drew me in was the volume. We're starting to see a subtle increase in volume, and not so subtle. There was a big spike in volume, but definitely, if you look at the daily chart, and I'd say this is probably true for the weekly chart as well, you have seen this nice little steady increase in volume since the start of this year. Really light volume through 2022 into 2023, particularly 2023. As the share price fell, no one was interested in this company. There was no buyers. Now we're starting to see volume increase, and the share price, I believe, has found a bottom. This one is looking interesting. I'm going to put this on my list. I don't think I have this. I probably have this in a few of my watch lists. Yeah, I do have this in my August 30 financial results to have a look at. And I have this in my IT tech and software, but that's it. I'm going to put this into my breakout. It hasn't broken out, but I think it could be on the cusp. I think if this company releases a really good quarter, this could go off. Could go off. So that's Knosys. Zip. Let's have a look at Zip's chart. This is a great looking chart. I back to trading this. I bought some shares at $1.75 after initially starting to trade this at 50 cents. I should never have sold my initial trade. That was back at the start of 2024. So this company has, since the start of 2024, this company's share price has increased by 5-fold. Yep, fivefold. And the chart looks pretty good. And I actually don't look at this chart all that often now because the share price is well above my purchase price. And even if I see the share price dip, I don't get concerned because the share price now has reached a long-term high. So Zip's chart looks absolutely spectacular. Findy, on the other hand, there's been a lot of volatility in this company. And I think the long-term uptrend, I wouldn't say it's come to an end, but I'm not seeing an uptrend here. We've seen that there's no definition of uptrend is higher highs, higher lows. So we have seen a lower high, but we've also seen a higher low. So I think the market just doesn't know what to do with Findy right now. The bears and bulls are fighting with each other and sort of like an even battle. And you see the share price of this company just rally or drop a lot or rally a lot in one day. Sometimes 10% up, 10% down in consecutive days. So Findy, I think that the uptrend has come to an end. I wouldn't be surprised to see the share price consolidate, go sideways for a while until the company releases good financial news or something like that, or maybe bad financial news. Spar, I did say I'll look at Spar, Space Talk. Company has nothing to do with space. I believe they manufacture phones for kids, something like that. Well, I could be completely wrong. Engages the provision of school messaging services and interrelated services. But for some reason, I just envisaging a phone. Space Talk. Watches. No, it's watches. Watches. I was on the right track. It's watches. So watches for kids. Space Talk keeps kids and families connected. I thought that was Life 360. Maybe that's software. This is a watch. Okay. It's quite expensive. Although my Garmin, I would spend $1,000 for my Garmin watch. Yeah, anyway. Anyway, so Spar has done a couple of capital raisings. I can't remember why I wanted to include this company in this particular video. It could have been the chart. Oh, it's the chart. Share price in downtrend. And I think the downtrend is coming to an end. Possibly. Possibly. They did a capital raising, so that possibly will lead to a flaw in the share price, but no guarantee. I probably would prefer some slightly higher volume. I still don't know why I included Spar or Space Talk. Just want to call this company Spar. Not sure why I included Space Talk in this video, but I have for some reason, and I think it's just maybe share price or the chart is starting to look a little bit better. Now on to Doug. This will be my last chart of the day. Doug Technology, share price of this company has been in uptrend. I've been trading this. So bought a trading position 83 cents, and I thought, I won't trade, share price has been in uptrend for a while. I'll just keep it holding. I did take some profits, and then I'll maintain the rest of my holding for the longer term. And I'm rethinking that just because of the chart. Although share price has fallen a fair bit, this is definitely oversold. I would not sell it today. I would envisage a bit of a bounce. And we've already seen the signs of a bounce today because the share price went to a low of about $2.15. Now it's $2.31, although that was a while ago, yeah. So we have seen a bit of a bounce in Doug Technology today. So I think it's oversold, and I can just guarantee, not guarantee, I can confirm that. Just look at RSI. And this probably, if you look at RSI, yeah, it's definitely in oversold. So again, I don't have to look at RSI to know if a company is overbought or oversold. This I think it's just with experience, you can just see it. Share price have fallen a lot. Today would have been a good day just to buy the bounce. Would I do it now? Maybe not. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you have any questions, any thoughts, leave those in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I am not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.